Okay, let's get started. Let me adjust my microphone volume here. Testing 1, 2, testing. I don't have Christine with me today. I want to welcome everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Arundel Camera Club meeting for Thursday, December 19th. My name is John Milliker, and I'm the club president for the 2024-2025 season. Just real quick, we have ornaments over here. And I think I have 8 or 10 of them. If you didn't get one at the Christmas party, they're $5 each, and 100% of the proceeds goes there. So when I get back to the mixer, if you want to run up and grab one, if anybody online wants one, we'll mail some out to them as well. The Arundel Camera Club was founded in 1957 and exists to promote the arts, science, and education in all aspects and fields of photography. For more information about us, please visit arundelcameraclub.org. And if you're watching us live, or if you're catching a recorded session, perhaps, we'd love to invite you to join us in person. We meet every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. at the Severna Park Baptist Church in Severna Park, Maryland. Before we move to tonight's contest, do we have any announcements from any of the officers? I'm going to say no to that. I want to thank Greg and Kathy Hockel for hosting the Christmas party again last week. Fantastic time, very hospitable. Everybody had a great time. Christy and I also want to kind of send out a thank you. Burke Sign for Service Photo came out April 6, 2023. Christy and I went and made some rather large purchases we shouldn't have made at Service Photo, and they treated us like absolute gold. If you have not been to Service Photo, or if you haven't checked them out recently, we highly recommend checking them out. But we wanted to kind of tick that box that we had such a great experience with Service Photo there. It didn't help that the things we wanted to buy had some rebates too, so that was a good thing.
That's the last camera store here.
It is the last camera store. So it's kind of funny because, we're thinking, okay, buying local, you're going to spend that kind of extra money buying local no. Actually, same price we would have gotten online. We were able to pick up the same day. They even offered to ship it to us for free. I mean, as Mike said, last camera store in the area. So definitely think about them next time you think about making a camera purchase or accessory. Yes, Fred?
Rentals there too.
Rentals are good there as well. They had a lot of great used stuff there, and I was really surprised to see a lot of film and photographic paper, darkroom stuff there. So if you're interested in doing any of that, definitely check them out. As I said, Christine is not here tonight, so I get to do the calendar. Next week is the 26th, also the second day after Christmas, and also the second day of Hanukkah. That is no meeting. January 2nd is a program by Hazel Meredith on alternative visual artistry. January 9th is a digital contest with an open theme. January 16th is a program by our very own Jackie Colstock on geometric shapes. January 23rd is print contest with an open theme, and then on January 30th is our tabletop night. So make sure to go on the website, check out Mike's fantastic newsletters that he puts out every month, and mark your calendars for those nights. Can we bring up Ron to introduce our judge for tonight and get us started? And then Ron, keep that for your guys.
All right. Hang on to that. Okay, I think all of you know that the MPA trains and certifies judges, and that's how I got into the opportunity to go to other clubs and judge there, and Bob does that as well. So we've had some real good experiences doing that, and our judge this evening is one of the MPA certified judges, and I'm going to let him talk a little bit about what he's going to do this evening and about himself.
Hi.
Does he need to be on camera?
Go over and stand by Ron. There you go.
Okay. All right. Hi. So fundamentally what I'll be looking at, as you all know, this is all subjective. We have obviously some background of photography. We know what we're looking for. We have some background of art. We know what we're looking for. But how it feels to us, how we interpret it, is all very subjective. So don't feel too bad if your precious photo doesn't make first place. What I look for, first of all, is a wow factor. And this just came out of the fact that when I used to go through museums with my wife all the time, she'd go to be looking at each of the individual pieces of art. And I just kind of wandered to the middle of the room and look around, and the image that caught my attention most, that drew me in, is the one I wanted to see and study. So I'm looking for something that catches my attention, then captures my attention, holds my attention. Those are the key things to bring the person into the photo. Then obviously all the other stuff you guys know about, composition, depth of field, whether the subject itself, the subject you chose is obvious, exposure, lighting, whether you're telling a story, and if you're telling a story, is a story obvious? Creativity, and then looking at the image itself, the printed image, what kind of texture, what kind of, how you printed it, whether the type of paper you're using is appropriate for the image you're showing. Those are the kind of things that work best in terms of print. So if you have any questions now or at the end of the program, I'm happy to entertain.
What is your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Michael Brown.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, and by the way, he is very busy with photography stuff and judging and all that, so I was very fortunate to be able to work into his schedule this evening, and he wrestled traffic for about an hour and a half to get here. So, Mike, thank you, sir, for making your way here. We're grateful to have you. So we have a little bit of a dilemma this evening because it's a busy holiday season and we don't have quite as many images as we used to, you know, back in the other months earlier this year. Hope people will get back in the new year into the groove. So we had to make some adjustments. So our first thing is going to be novice plus unlimited. Bob, what's the story on that?
We have 17 images in all. So we get first through fourth and two honorable mentions.
Okay. And this means that those of us who are unlimited and have think we know our competition, it's a little different tonight because there are some new folks coming in as novices and they're going to make us work tonight, I think. So looking forward to that. Now, the way this will work, Mike, is we'll go through all of the images so you get a one shot at it. Get a look at it, and then we'll bring it back up for comment. And then when you're done, again, that was 1 through 4 and 2 honorable mentions. So you look for 6 images.
Okay, so one of the things that some of the clubs like to have is more verbose comments for novices and less comments for the more experienced. What does this club prefer?
I don't think we have that many images tonight.
Yeah, we don't have that many.
I think we're under a time crunch, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can
so you
adjust
just,
as we go.
if it comes to mind, go ahead and talk about it. We all can learn.
So we run through all of them once, and then the second round, you get to critique and can do in and out. Okay.
Ron, before we start, Ron or Mike, if these lights up here are casting any kind of a weird light, let me know. We'll
Okay.
Okay, 4 pumpkins. Maple leaf. Mushrooms. Pumpkins glow. Up or down leaves. Street jack-o'-lantern. Corn stalks. Bob's pumpkin patch. It's cider time. Autumn decay. Footbridge. Missing fall leaves. Dog days of autumn. Pumpkins. What lays beyond? Love bud in its autumn sage. Tree stump. There we are.
Very nice image. I actually, a lot of the images were very nice. I enjoyed them. So one of the things I look at is what kind of distractions are captured into the image, and this has been handled quite nicely. I like the textures, the different textures, and the different use of light and shadow throughout that. We'll keep this for now. Excuse me. Okay, it's a nice image, good focus. I like the how the edges were darkened some, not too much. A nice, very nice black and white. Let's go ahead and keep this for now. Okay, this is, I like the coloration on this. This is looks more like a sepia. The image is nicely captured. The problem I have with it, if you can call it a problem, is that there's just so many things to look at. I mean, there's not a singular subject. There's not a focal to a specific area. A lot of mushrooms, a lot of leaves, and this is called what? What was this called again, please? I think it's called
mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah. This is out. That is a nice glow that you captured there. Very nice. I think that the distraction in the back top right-hand corner there would have been useful if you kind of knocked that down some. And how the edge hits that pumpkin. In some of the pumpkins, the edge cuts right across, which is fine. But where you have a pumpkin just basically touching the edge, it draws your attention to it. And that's something you want to avoid. You have great texture and color and nice use of light and shadows in the grass. That's not your subject. That could have been damped down some. It's a nice image, but it's going to be going out. Very nice creativity. That's something I lack a lot. I wish I had that kind of creativity to be able to see things and say, okay, this is how I can make this into a nice geometric pattern. Great pattern. We'll keep this for now. Cute pumpkin. I knew somebody like that. Yeah. It's nicely framed in terms of getting the focus. One of the things I do want to point out, and I noticed it on several other mats, is that you're choosing white as your inner core for the mat so that the white stands out. I'll just share with you one thought that I've always had with mats, is that a all dark mat ensures that your focus is going to be on the image. A white mat often draws your attention away from the center, and when you have a white line between a dark image and a black mat, it's like a neon light coming on. It just it in itself is a distraction. My personal opinion. This is out. First of all, I like I like all the different shades, all the different tonality throughout the corn, if you will. That's kind of neat. Having the edges of the top of the corn go to the edge of the image there is probably not so good. Could have used a little bit more image beyond the edge, the ends of the corn stalks. This is out. What was the title of this again?
Bob's Pumpkin Patch.
Okay, so to me the subject is wheelbarrows. I hate to say it, I don't see a single pumpkin in there, but I'm sure there's one somewhere I'm missing. Beyond that, as far as the image goes, it's got good exposure, nice focus. Looking at this, even with the title given to me, I am unsure of what the intended subject is. This is out. Okay, so the nice structure. I like that. I go out of my way taking pictures of historic buildings, and this has obviously been around for a long time. In terms of how the image was captured, how you shot the architecture, what I see is a lot of space on the left of that structure that does not assist me focusing on the image, on the subject. And then on the right side of the subject, we have the roof line basically touching the edge of your mat. So because it's a singular subject, I think I would have put that structure in the center and given me the same amount of space to the left and right of that in terms of how it relates to the size of the image. The other thing I noticed with this is I suspect this is a standard, you printed this to a standard paper size or a standard mat size, and I can appreciate why you would. The thing is that when we try to fit in an image that basically demands its own space, For example, the foreground of this does not support the cider mill. It's just gray grass. If you had basically moved the structure more to the left and then made the structure larger, you'd be making more focus on the building itself rather than that foreground. The foreground is just taking too much space in that image, as well as the left side of the image. This is out. Boy, I liked what you did with the light. That's nice. Okay, so this is a very strong subject. It stands out. Excuse me. It's clearly what you're intending to highlight here is in fact highlighted. Everything else is out of focus. I suspect that's less of a lens focus issue than something post-processing, which is fine. It looks quite good. This is in. Okay, so I like the bridge. I like architectural elements. Architectural elements do especially well in black and white. It's nicely balanced. It looks like you have it properly centered. That's all very important with this kind of an image. We'll leave this in for now. Very creative. I would be curious after the program is over, the meeting is over, you can tell me what you did for that center piece there. It's very creative. I see all the leaves are actually manufactured. That's very nicely done. The only thing I would like to have had is a little more differentiation in tonality. We'll leave this in for now. Yeah, we'll leave this in for now. Cute. It was this the dog. I forget the title now. It's Dogs of.
Dog Days of Autumn.
Dog Days, right? Okay, so it's cute. I like the idea. Again, when you're looking at an image, if your eye falls off to the side to see a distraction, like the woman in the background to the right across the street, it's because it's because of how you captured the image and presented it. The distraction is not necessary. It basically undermines whatever plan you had for that image. The dog on the left, needs a little more tonality with the face to give it some sense of that has features to it. It's just too dark. This is out. Beautiful tonality. Nicely done, nicely captured, nicely printed. Very nice detail. This is in. Okay, so lines that come in from the side, especially from the bottom corner or top corners, affect us strongly. So you have a nice angled walkway coming in from the left, it would probably been best suited if you could have had it down the bottom corner as opposed to having, there's like a distraction of a like a bridging piece or something between the bottom of the mat and the actual walkway. And I would consider cutting that out. And if I only could stand where you're standing, I would consider cutting out that left side of the image so you didn't have that coming in across the corner, the bottom corner. I don't think it would have affected the image at all. It's a nice image. What I'm not seeing is much change in tonality. I like to see a nice harsh black somewhere in an image going to a white somewhere in the image, and then in between across the board on the for tonality. And this seems to be all pretty close to the same. So this is out. I'm sorry, what was the name of this one again? This was
Love done in its autumn sage.
okay. Okay, it's a nice. It's a nice capture of a Volkswagen Bug. Actually, I like the brickwork in the foreground as well. One of the problems I see with this image is how brightly lit is on the left-hand side of the vehicle and how dark it is on the right-hand side. It's the context of this is neat. We'll leave it in for now. This is something stump, right? Okay, now on this one, there's very nice tonality. You're kind of just not getting beyond mid-range in terms of brightness, but from black to mid-range, it's got a pretty good assortment of tones there. It's a nice capture, nice focal length, the background out of focus. The image just really isn't doing that much for me in terms of making me want to see it more. So this is out.
Yeah, I think we have around 8 images. We can put them back through, or we can set them out.
Let's put them back through. And then, so I need to have 1 through 4 and how many?
2 honorable mentions.
So I'm eliminating 2. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so we're gonna take the Volkswagen out and the bridge. The Volkswagen's on the bottom. The bridge is another 2 down.
If you want, we can lay these out on the tabletop so you can
Yep.
do replacements.
Yes.
That was the first one. This one's out.
Yes. Yep, you can lay them on the table, it's fine, and I'll take another look and get you.
Still one.
I did not even notice that. The centerpiece is screwed. So, oh. first, second, third, fourth.
Fourth.
Okay, so why I chose the first place one as first place is because of the texture, was that how the texture was captured, how sharp the image is. It is a nice paper to be used. It's not a high gloss. Actually, the second place is also not a high gloss because it looks nice.
Number one. So let's put the box back up so people can see the images. All right, okay.
Am I giving enough detail? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do the box.
If you want to give more, whatever strikes you. I'm usually more long-winded.
Okay, honorable mention, ready? Honorable mention, Maple Leaf, Mike Thomas.
I'm notoriously bad at trying to go find autumn, fall colors. So I had to look hard for something in my photos. I took that up in New York City. It's just, leaf laying on some red, wet rocks and stuff.
Right, up or down leaves, honorable mention, Bob Weber.
You don't need mine.
Just 2 leaves, 2 shots, one with these 2 and then another one with that leaf turned over rather than flipped in Photoshop.
Very creative, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Autumn Decay, John Crooks, 4th place. John?
Not really much to say about this other than it was a twig or something. I think I used maybe an LED light or something to light it up a little bit. So.
Nicely done.
Missing 4 leaves, 3rd place, Bob Weber. This started off as a leaf that somehow managed to attach itself to our front door, a single leaf, blown by the wind. So I took a picture of that with a cell phone and then rotated it 30 degrees, putting it round and round and round. The reason it stopped here is at this point the computer ran out of memory. So that's what you get.
Memory Christmas.
Four pumpkins, 2nd place, John Crooks.
It's just pumpkins. I have no idea where this was. Somewhere in Virginia. I took it maybe a
this is a novice.
few years ago. So.
Novice image.
Very good. Good eye.
1st place, Mike Thomas, pumpkins.
I was up in Lexington last month, and just this was actually at an apple orchard, just piles of pumpkins. These are the smaller ones, and there's no good way to get a picture of all of them, or the edges, the background's all horrible, so I just wanted to focus on a set of them and try and create some kind of...
Did you pose any of them?
No, that's as found, but I did crop, and I wanted to try and make sure not to crop anything important, and I printed it on a luster paper.
Yeah. Very nice.
You get this back?
So we now have novice color. 8 images, so it's first through
No.
No, second and third.
second and third, because this is a mini contest, so they're just second and third. 8 images.
What happened to first?
Well, there's that few images. We created rules to.
Okay, it's fine.
To still have a contest, but it didn't seem fair to give someone a first when there was no competition or little competition.
Okay,
So,
I get-
Anyway, it's one of those weird club rules.
That's okay. And I did try to read all your
We
rules.
copied it from Louis Crofton, so it's.
Right. Ruby Red Beauty. Badlands Cottonwood.
Turn it over, Mike. Your down pile,
Okay, why?
so that you get the first one through the next time around in the same sequence.
They're still gonna be in the same one.
Pumpkin Wash Station. Chapel Peeking Through. Dolly Sods. End of Season. The Magic Tree. Pick Your Own. Here we are.
That's a wonderful use of light and shadow. Very nicely done. I don't see any distractions on that. I probably would have, on the left-hand side, I might have darkened some of the leaves on the edge there, but I wouldn't have done it on the right. So I'm not too sure how logically I come to that conclusion, but it's a very nice image. Let's keep that. That's just taken right outside Baltimore, right? Beautiful yellows. I love seeing yellows in an image. I think that red gets so well played. Again, it's a very nice image. You got a nice subject. It stands out quite well. The light is handled well. The shadows are handled pretty well. Not too much foreground, taking your eyes away from the main subject. The background is so unusual, though. If the tree is the primary subject, you might want to consider just, darkening the back somewhat. Because it is so unusual, it does pull your eye away from the tree just because you're trying to figure out where it is that. It's in. Okay, it's a nice capture. Bottom right-hand corner, I probably would have given a little more space for that, like you did on the left. Looks like it's kind of cut off a little bit. For me, the this subject is being a washing station. I get that. I understand what it is. It doesn't, and it's really nice colors with that bright orange there and the yellow. I think it's nicely laid out for that. This is out though. It doesn't attract me that much. What was the name of this one again? Something peeking through the leaves?
Chapel peeking
Chapel.
through.
Okay, it's a nice capture. Good exposure for you're dealing with just the tree, so your composition is kind of is good composition. I would probably consider trying to get more of the left and right side of that tree into the picture as opposed to cutting it off there, but maybe you could not have. So, to me, the tower, the chapel tower, is a distraction. This is out. Dolly Sod, man, that's what a nice place to hike. And you got it during some nice colors. You know, remind me what the rule is for how you're supposed to be matting these.
I don't know that we have a rule on it. I mean,
Okay, that's fine.
um,
So if you're going to frame this, don't use this mat. It's not cut, the mat's not cut for the image.
No, we do want you to focus primarily on the image, though.
All right, that's fine.
Right, but it's good.
We're happy for the advice on the matting, how that impacts you. Okay, this is in. Yeah, the matting is not done well. Okay, this is a sunflower in its last phase. Boy, I like how you handled the background. Very nice focal length choice for your image. This is in for now. The issue on distractions, the root at the bottom of the tree looks like it's just being cut off. I would have tried to give it, or I would recommend that you give it more space. Even if I had to clone some more of those leaves around in front of it, instead of having it just end at that white space like that. Very neat tree, and I think he captured it very well. I like the depth of field, how you handle that. It doesn't end abruptly. Let's leave this in for now. Okay, so I'm having, this is probably unsurprising to you, problems with the wheelbarrows as being the subject. Although the guy has a nice blue shirt. So in terms of the capture of the image is fine. To me, this is just a snapshot of Joe out there with the wheelbarrow in the field. This is out.
All right, we have 5 images. Would you like to see them in the black box again, or set them out?
I hate to have you take that thing apart again, so let's go ahead and we'll try to just.
It's not a problem to sit them down. We do that all the time.
Do you? Okay, so let's set them on the table.
Easy for you to say, right?
Well, I'll tell you, this is a challenge because these are some very nice photos. Yeah, see what that. What you need is have at least this much space here. Okay, let's put this one out. That's out. And just I'm sorry, I kicked your camera there, so you're. On the sunflower, I would probably give it a little bit more headroom on the how the leaves come up to the top of the frame. I hate doing that. I love that. That's a beautiful picture. This is one. This is two. This is three. You're on one of the pictures. Got it. So the second place one is that individual tree, and even though I have issues with the not having enough space at the bottom, I think that the picture is just well done. Photo's very nicely done. Nice colors, nice range of light, nice dynamic range in that image. Nice handling of the background. It just fits very nicely. For your information, having again that whiteness around the image is to me like a bright glow that distracts actually from the center of the image where that bright yellow is. That white basically takes me away from that. The brighter colors in the tree. But it's a very nice image.
Did you announce that, Bob?
Not yet. Second place, Tim Hewson, The Magic Tree.
Yes, thank you. It was just a rainy day in West Virginia when I took that. And you are correct, I was lazy and didn't want to cut a new mat, so yes, you got me.
Second place, Catherine Rutch, End of Season.
Sorry. I was second, this is third. Right?
Right. The judge threw me off by talking about second, second first before third.
So which one is this?
This is third.
Okay.
I knew it was third. Best. I don't know what to say about it other than it's my brand new printer. So that's the most exciting thing because it was a large format that I did cut a different frame for, a different mat for.
It's great that you cut the mat specifically for the image.
Yeah, thanks. But I was so excited to see it roll off the big printer. I was excited.
Right.
So you see the area that I'm talking about right up in here. That's just too close to the top. So you just need to have a little bit more of a headroom on that. It would improve the image.
Yeah.
Okay. How many do we have, right? How many are on the
2 honorable mentions.
So
Okay.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay, so
Right.
6 images.
So unlimited color, we have first through fourth and 2 honorables.
How many are there two?
Lots.
Ron has the count.
It's 15.
15, right. Okay. Quiet Cove. Rustic Barn. Aspen. Chug, chug, puff, puff. Island harvest time. Gourds galore. Southern Utah in fall. Falling leaves on Golden Pond. Greenmount Cemetery. Yosemite. Floating leaves. Fall hike. Fall harvest. Autumn farm. Autumn campsite.
Well, you captured some very nice colors there. You have a good reflection in the pond or lake, and so the composition is a good composition. What you have on the right side of those trees, where the sun's really strong on the trunks, and there's not much there to the right. I would have considered on this image probably to have, if you could have, either moved a little bit more so that there's less space on the right of those trees, or crop in, because I don't see that area really supporting the image very much. And then you have some, so I don't know if it's branches or wires. It's branches. Up in the top left area there that distracts me somewhat. It's a nice image. Let's leave it in for now. When you hear about me talking about the tonality or colors, what I'm looking at also is contrast. And this is a very nice image. It's not very contrasty, so nothing really stands out in it. It's a beautiful, nice orange tree. It's a neat architectural barn. It wouldn't pull me across the room, so this is out. This is a neat image. The trunks basically really help make the image because it gives you some depth. The background's handled nicely in that it is basically just still part of the depth of field. It's still mostly in focus, so it's not too fuzzy. So basically it allows you to see that continuation going from the front to the back. We'll leave this in for now. What was the title of this again, Bob?
Chug, chug, puff, puff.
Very nice train image. I mean, this is the type of thing a lot of the old guys have up on their walls in their living rooms. Right, guys? Yeah. We'll leave this in for now. It's a very nice image. I mean, the reds, we all know that red hits us psychologically, and so that makes that really stand out nicely. Yeah, but this is in for now. Very cool image. I like how you place the tree in the frame. Boy, lovely sky. Good farm shot. We'll leave it in for now. A lot of color here. Allows you to differentiate between the different types of things going on there. No one particular subject. Let's take this out. There's much better images, I think, right now. This is a nice image. Southern Utah. I don't know where that is. I don't recognize it. I used to work in Southern Utah. It's a nice image. You see some contrast because of the sun on the cliffs in the foreground there. It's a shame you don't have the same kind of thing going on with the higher part of the cliffs there. I'm not sure what time of the day you took that, but when you have in the this part of the country, your low level light, low angle light is really best for getting any of this, especially with the red rock. The red rock shows much better colors early in the morning because there's still dampness in them. Something for you to consider when you visit this place again. We'll leave this in for now. Beautiful golden color. I like that. I probably would have kept there's a leaf towards the bottom there, basically touching the frame. I think I would probably have avoided that or give myself a little more room to the left. It's a nice image. The yellow would have pulled me to it. It wouldn't have been able to hold my attention very long. This is out. Nice cemetery shot. I have a bunch of cemetery shots. I'm not even too. I mean, because I like visiting cemeteries, which is kind of weird. It would bring me across the room to it, but really there's not much there to keep me interested, unless I was trying to read the stones, and that just shows you how weird I can get with it. So that's out. Nice picture of Yosemite. Nice light on, I don't know if that's a sentinel on the left there. we'll leave this in for now. Where I hesitate with this image is that the foreground doesn't really bring you, I mean, the main subject on this image to me is on the other side of the shore, not this side. And I can appreciate what you're trying to do is to capture the reflection. But the reflection really isn't helping your image that much, from my perspective. I think you'd have a stronger image by having more of a 19 by 6 ratio or something like that, where it's more of a much narrower, but more of a landscape type of a shot, and have that top half of the image be your primary part, from my perspective. This is out. Yeah, I like how you matted that. That's neat. I like the cut. I would have gone with black. The image itself is a nice image. I like the ripples in the water. Some nice colorful leaves. It does not look like randomly established. The leaf on the yellow leaf in the center there on the left is too close to the edge, and you got some same things on the bottom right. Nice capture. This is out.
What'd you say?
Out.
Yeah, this is.
I'm assuming this wasn't matted this way. This is probably us rough handling.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not worried about that. No, I understand mistakes like that. It's now some clubs get very into all that. Just for your information, it's a very nice capture. I like that. I like having the individual there. The nice sky. Let's leave this in for now. Very nice light. Nice contrast within the vegetation. Okay, nice still life, nicely arranged. Now to me, the balance seems to be a bit off, only because of how bright the light is on the handles of the basket, and then the space you have on either side of those handles. To me, an image like this really needs to be centered, and I feel like it's mostly moved to the right. I think your choice of elements in the image, the pumpkins, I think you could have probably gone a little bit different arrangement there, maybe a couple other things in the image with it to give more contrasts of type of elements. You have great contrast with the corn in the front. I like the light on the background, how it's a little brighter in the center. It's very nice. This is out. Okay, I mean it's a nice picture of a farm. It's a nice capture. I like the sky. I like how the road is not centered. It's a good capture. It's not going to. Doesn't excite me. Won't bring me into it unless I'm really into a farm day. So this is out. Okay, so I To me, I love the yellow. I think you mentioned that about 3 or 4 times. I think it's a nice color. I don't see much else in the image, and what stands out in this image is the little blue trailer in the bottom. This is out.
All right, I believe
1,
we
2,
have
3, 4.
6 images. Is that one?
Thank you.
See what I'm seeing is this area right in here. This just keeps jumping out at me because it's, and this just seems to be too it. Very nice. Okay, this is going to be an honorable mention. This is an honorable mention. I would like to talk about why I chose.
Okay. Can you go, Mike, in with the HM's 4-3-2-1 order?
Yeah, let's set them up that way.
Right, okay. Oops.
That's the last set, or we got more? That's the last set.
I thought those were to go back, sorry.
Color prints, no, they're, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought those were,
No, these are winners. Okay,
are those the onboarding?
yes. Oh, cool. First, second, third, fourth.
Honorable.
Right,
We'll give him a chance to talk, and then I can.
Right, right, right. Right. Tonight's Unlimited Collar, honorable mention, Quiet Cove, Kathy Steele.
Is she here?
Yeah.
Now, that was taken last October, I believe, in Maine. The thing that really attracted me initially were those 3 tree trunks.
Yes, the 3 tree trunks do stand out there. What I find in here as being distracting is right in here. Okay? And this amount of space you have here is not supporting the image itself. I mean, to me, I'd probably crop off to the right and maybe leave it at that unless it just feels too unbalanced. Then I may crop some from the bottom. But I would do the same thing you did in terms of my eyes would lock onto those three trees, and I would say there's a picture there.
Honorable mention, Kathy Hochul, Southern Utah in the fall.
So that was taken last year.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. That was taken last year. So if you know Southern Utah, maybe you can help me. It's before Bryce Canyon. Is it called Canyonlands?
I worked in Canyonlands.
Okay.
So I don't, this could be over at the, were you on 4-wheel drive?
Yes.
All right, so this is down Needles. This is the Needles district of Canyonlands.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long distance before Bryce, because you have to go all the way south in southern Utah.
Yeah.
Almost down to Arizona to get around to the Bryce.
Okay.
It's what time of the day did you take this picture?
It was probably 2:30.
Yeah. So I mean, the canyon country is fascinating, but because of all the edges of rocks and things, you really want to be there. You want to do your photography early morning, late evening, when the light is really at a low angle, because then what you get tremendous black shadows that tone out to the brighter areas where the sun's still hitting. When you're in like this, what happens is the red rock holds water from the humidity, that very little humidity you get in the desert at night, but it holds that in the morning. And then what happens during the day is that it all dries out on the edges, and it becomes a blah stone. So your color on that rocks in any part of the southern Utah is in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Fourth place, Aspen, Mike Thomas.
So I took that in New Mexico. I've spent many a fall and winter in New Mexico, either photographing the trees, photographing the balloons, or photographing the wildlife. The challenge is to find a crop, the composition, because the trees are everywhere, and they're, you're going to cut off something. So trying just to figure out a crop that looked good. So I felt like those three trees sort of made a composition, and then everything else supported. So that was what I was going for.
So what I see is that you have three trees right in the front, and I have no idea what the psychological significance of that is, but compositionally, any set of three draws attention. And then on those white trunks, you have some nice black dots. I'm sure that a biologist or a tree expert would tell you exactly what they are. I don't know. But they make the trunks stand out. If they were just all white, it'd be much more boring. And you had enough depth of field that these trees in the background still have some, you can still see them clearly. They're not fading out. So I like the image quite a bit for that.
Third place, Ron Pfeiffer, Fall Hike.
Apologies for the little technical problem with this thing. I thought I had pasted it up right, but must be some cheap tape. This is in southern Utah, and we had gone back, up on Cedar Mesa and came into an area where we were looking for some ruins way up on the other side of this. And so I was in a group of 3 or 4 of us. We were trying to make our way through this. And we came through these beautiful yellow trees, so I stepped back a little bit so I could try to get a capture. But it honestly, this was not an ideal time of the day. But I had to take a lot of time with it to try to get the yellows to bring out and the sky to get the right tonality with it, and then to make sure that the hiker would jump out there. So it was a cool place. It was a cool moment, and but again, apologies for the tape.
Okay, so to me, it's a very nice job in post-processing. I think that's what you're just talking about. Yes, it's a very nice job with post-processing, especially being able to bring out that character there. Oftentimes, what you'll find is that this individual here, whoever that might be in your photos, is lost in the image. Mm-hmm. And so you were able to make that, even though that's not the main subject, still stand out, gives you the sense of scale for the whole overall image. Very good.
Do we know who that person is?
Yeah, I think you do.
Is it the person that made this lovely box?
Yes, the person that made the box, right. And when I go hiking, I'm usually behind him because I don't know where I'm going.
Second place, Ron Pfeiffer, Island Harvest Time.
Now, this was a little more local. Just the other side of the bridge, a few miles, is a turnoff to Y Island. And I go out there hiking quite a bit. They have just a number of features, all kinds of seasons during the year. It's really nice. But there is a lot of land on the island that's farmed like this. So here's a math problem. There's this beautiful red tree. I pulled over. I wanted to get the tree, and I wanted to get the harvesters in the background. And then just to the right and out of the picture is a piece of fence about 2 sections long. And thinking elements, 3 elements, I wanted to try to get all 3 into it. So the problem is, if I pull back enough, I get the tree, the tractor, and the fence, and the tractor gets way lost in the background. So if I get close up, and then I don't get all of the tree, and I'm down to 2 elements instead of 3, it doesn't quite work. But I kept working at it and trying to work on the crop to make it work. So that's how we ended up with what we're looking at.
Whatever those crops are in the middle, to me, is an element.
Right here.
Okay.
No, beyond it.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were so small, I couldn't identify them, so
Oh.
I didn't think about it.
but that connects. It's not
Okay.
blank space in between the 2 elements.
Gotcha.
So you took this portrait type, right? Mm-hmm. And doing it landscape-wise wasn't going to work. You're just cutting off too much of the tree. Is that why you chose this perspective?
I could have done landscape and then shot it with a 24 millimeter, and I would have picked up the whole tree. But then all of a sudden, the tractors go way back in the background. They
Right.
become very small, and the fence was nice, but you need to have them be big enough in order for that for you to get the sense it's harvest time out of it.
Okay.
In my mind, anyway, that's the way I.
Okay, so let me just give you a recommendation of a technique. What I've done in the past is I would have gone ahead and taken this shot, just like you have it here, and then I'd gone ahead and taken another shot to the right to get in what you wanted, and then I would have joined those 2 images and cut out and crop the top. Because what's more important to you, I mean like crop like I here, okay? What's more important to you was the three subjects.
Right.
And that would have given you the 3 subjects.
Okay. Good thought. Thank you. And I still have the original where I shot it that way, so I could go back and.
Why don't you try it out, see what you think.
First place, Kathy Harkle, Chug Chug Puff Puff.
I'm sorry I'm laughing because that day was kind of a debacle in the sense that it was raining. So I had on a red raincoat. It was an organized photo shoot. And they put that caution tape, the yellow caution tape, and so everybody had to stand behind the tape. And some guys came up to me and told me that I was dressed inappropriately in a red raincoat that I was a distraction.
Was another photographer.
Yeah, it was another photographer. Meanwhile, we're all behind this caution tape, so there was no way I was even remotely possibly able to be in that image. So I'm laughing because I'm remembering the whole scenario. And we were pretty early with photography at that time, so I was all upset. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know. Don't ever wear a red raincoat when you're going out to shoot in the rain. So.
Actually, you'll find that many photographers take that into consideration and will only wear black or something that is very obscure. Something just because we don't want to be stand out in an image by somebody else. It gets crazy. Photographers do some especially professional photographers do some very strange things out there. So psychologically, I chose this image as the first place either because it brings out the kid in me, or because the contrast here is fantastic. And that's one of the things that makes an image really stand out, is having a contrast there. And the black locomotive, red wheels, the brown coal car, and obviously the black smoke, really is nice against the much calmer colors in the background. It makes it stand out, and you have a nice capture.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations to all our winners. Thanks to everybody who entered tonight. Congratulations to, actually, let's hear a round of applause to our judge, Mike. I want to talk, we have some ornaments left if you want to ornament before you leave. We also have coming up next week is no meeting. Don't show up. We will not be here. And then January 2nd is a program with Hazel Meredith, Alternative Visual Artistry. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Good night.
You too.
Finish the homemade cookies. I don't want to take any of them back.
Somebody looks like me. That's a shame. That's scary.